Imagine waking up to a phone that refuses to complicate your life, something that feels honest, solid, and purpose-built. The 2026 Nokia 8GB button phone arrives exactly for that feeling. It's not trying to be everything for everyone, but it does the essentials with confidence, charm, and a surprising modern twist. In this video I'll take you deep into every corner of this device, from the click of its keypad to the way it fits in your hand, from battery life that feels like a superpower to the tiny details that make it a delight. If you think feature phones are boring, stick around, this one might change your mind. Right away you notice the design. Nokia has kept the classic blocky silhouette but refined every edge. The frame is compact, purposely narrow so the phone sits snug between fingers. The front is dominated by a modest, bright display that's perfectly matched to its purpose: clear text, crisp icons, and enough brightness to read outdoors. Surrounding that screen is a comfortable bezel that gives the device a reassuring grip, no accidental taps, no slippery modern glass. On the back there's a tactile matte finish that resists fingerprints and feels warm in hand. The speaker cutouts, the camera bump, everything is restrained and intentional. This is a phone that looks like it means business and also likes to be touched. The keypad is the star here. Nokia didn't cheap out on the buttons, each key has a satisfying travel and a pronounced click. Typing an SMS, entering a PIN, or navigating menus becomes almost meditative. The directional pad is precise and the shortcut keys are thoughtfully placed so you rarely mispress. For anyone who grew up with button phones or needs a reliable physical interface, this keypad hits the sweet spot between nostalgia and practical modernity. On the technical side, this model comes with 8GB of internal storage, modest by smartphone standards, but sensible for a device that focuses on calls, texts, music, and a few photos. The micro SD slot lets you expand storage easily, so keeping music, backups, or extra media is simple. Connectivity is practical: 4G support for reliable calls and faster messaging, Bluetooth for headphones and file transfers, and a micro USB or USB-C port depending on region for charging and data. There's also NFC on some variants, making contactless payments and quick pairing a reality even on a feature phone. Battery life is where the Nokia shines. With careful hardware and lightweight software, this phone stretches well beyond a day. Think multiple days of real, normal use. The combination of an energy-efficient display, low-power chipset, and a battery sized for endurance means you can travel, work, and unplug without carrying a charger everywhere. For people who prioritize being reachable without constant charging, this is a massive win. The camera is pragmatic and pleasant. Don't expect flagship-level detail, but for quick snaps, scanning documents, or capturing a memory it does the job. Colors are natural, dynamic range is acceptable in good light, and the camera app is stripped back so you can shoot fast. There's a simple gallery and the option to share images over Bluetooth or messaging without fuss. If photography is your primary use, this won't replace a smartphone, but for everyday moments it's more than capable. Software on the Nokia 8GB button phone is lean and polished. The operating environment focuses on speed and clarity, large fonts where needed, easy-to-understand icons, and a straightforward settings menu. Essential apps are included: messaging, a basic browser for light browsing, FM radio, music player, calendar, and an alarm that you'll actually notice. There's also a classic-style app store for additional small apps and games that are optimized for button navigation. Importantly, the phone stays free of bloatware, meaning you get responsive performance without sifting through ads or redundant apps. Performance is tailored to the device's purpose. The processor is efficient rather than flamboyant, which means menus open quickly, calls connect reliably, and the device handles multitasking within sensible limits. Switching between the music player, messages, and a browser tab is smooth. For power users who demand dozens of apps and heavy multitasking, this isn't your playground. But for users who want fast, predictable performance for everyday tasks, the experience is gratifyingly consistent. Durability is a core selling point. Nokia built this with longevity in mind: strong plastics, reinforced internals, and a removable battery option in some regions. That means a dent, a drop, or a rough day is less likely to turn into a costly repair. The build quality feels like something you could hand down or keep for years without the slow degradation that plagues many modern devices. Spare parts and interchangeable backs are also more accessible than on sealed glass phones, which is a practical advantage. Audio quality is pleasantly surprising. The speaker projects clearly for calls and music playback, and the earpiece delivers crisp voice quality even in noisy environments. There's a dedicated FM radio with decent reception and an audio player that supports common formats. Wired headphone users are in luck. The 3.5mm jack is present on most variants, while Bluetooth audio works smoothly for wireless listening. Security on this phone is straightforward. Pins, pattern locks, and basic device encryption options are available. There's not an ecosystem full of biometric novelties, but the essentials are there to keep your data and calls private. Nokia also offers a lightweight update policy for critical fixes and occasional feature updates, which keeps the phone secure without the confusion of frequent, massive OS overhauls. Who is this phone for? It's for travelers who want a reliable backup with long battery life, for minimalists who crave freedom from app overload, for seniors who prefer tactile buttons and simple menus, and for anyone who wants a dependable daily driver focused on communication rather than endless notifications. It's also a great choice as a secondary device. Slip it into a pocket for weekends,